If you've ever had a doctor's appointment that made you feel dismissed, embarrassed, gaslit, or a frustration so deep that it left you in tears, I'm going to tell you something I wish someone had told me back then. It is absolutely not your fault. As a patient desperately seeking help, I know that sometimes advocating for your health can seem like an impossible task, especially when you're treated like an anxious, paranoid hypochondriac when all you really want are answers. Then, if no one can help you, you become consumed with searching for those answers yourself. Because that hope that you might put the puzzle together is the only thing that keeps you going. If you can relate to anything I just said, I promise you that you are not alone. There are millions upon millions of us out there all fighting the same battle. So why not fight it together? I want to create a safe space where everyone feels welcome. So if you're feeling alone or defeated, I've set up an email specifically for you guys to write to me. If you need any special assistance, personalized advice, or even just a listening ear, please don't hesitate to reach out. I never want any of you to feel like your problems are too small to ask for help. That email, as well as other resources, will be available for free on thatsickchickadvice.com. You can find my email under the Contact tab and the advice guides that I've created on some of the most common issues that we all face under the Resources tab. I'm going to continue to add new resources as I complete them, so feel free to keep checking back. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, nor do I have any professional medical training. But what I do have is plenty of medical advocacy experience. That's probably one of the only plus sides to spending 16 years with a mystery illness, which I'll touch on another day. I also want to make it clear that not all medical professionals are bad people. I believe that there are still amazing ones out there who listen to their patients and treat them as human beings rather than an inconvenience. Although if you had one of those, you probably wouldn't have found me. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry for what you're going through. And believe me, I've been there. I have had literally thousands of doctor's visits by this point in my life. And up until the past year, I was made to feel ashamed and embarrassed at every single one of them. I felt as though I was a burden to each doctor I saw. I was repeatedly told that I had anxiety, depression, that I was only seeking attention, or that I was a hypochondriac in need of a psych referral, that I was lying or making it all up because who sees over 20 doctors and has all of them miss their illness? And for a while, I stopped seeing doctors altogether. That might be where you're at right now. I mean, why bother trying to get help when all it does is make you feel worse, right? Though I do have to say, chronically ill people are warriors. It takes an almost supernatural kind of strength to fight illness while also fighting to advocate for yourself in an environment that feels like it's designed to work against you. So please don't give up, because there is hope for a better tomorrow. I mean, I'm living proof of that. After 16 long, painful years, I finally got the care that I needed. But the problem is, it should not have taken me 16 years to get there. And while I'm in remission now for my disease, it did some irreparable damage to my body during the waiting. I knew what I had several years prior to actually getting my diagnosis, but I couldn't get a single damn doctor to listen to me or to run the tests that I needed, no matter how much I begged. Because I couldn't know more about my own body that I've lived in for almost 3 decades than a doctor who spends 30 minutes with me, right? So during that crucial time, I saw my body and mind become absolutely destroyed and consumed by my illness. And while it was devastating, I learned a lot about self-advocacy, and I want to use that for something good. I want to help you avoid what I had to go through. And maybe that's the reason it took so long for me to get help, because otherwise I wouldn't be making this podcast. So in a way, I'm glad at least something positive is coming from it. The subjects I'll be touching on in the episodes to come include everything from advice on how to handle being brushed off or weight shamed by your doctor, to how to convince your doctor to order the proper tests for you, as well as my own personal story times on what I went through. I'm going to have guest stars from time to time. Guest stars will mostly be from the chronically ill community I've connected with so that they can share their stories, because it's always comforting to know that someone else has gone through what you're going through. I have a few social media accounts linked to my podcast that I'll be using for different things. You can find the links for all of them on my website. Twitter will mainly be used for announcements. My TikTok will be used for interactive segments and games with my followers. And YouTube will have all the episodes to my podcast. I'm going to be dropping episodes weekly, so stay tuned. Keep fighting, my beautiful souls. Until next time.